am going to make it more fun. I'm going to pluck out the arrow that hit here.
Oh,
and then
amazing.
I use the arrow like a javelin.
It sees you running up, it moves up and right up the nose. Ah!
Now it's
like going up.
Pinocchio.
Welcome back to a new season of In My Community. In this new season, we will be diving into Singaporeans' hobbies and interests. In today's episode, we'll be diving into the world of tabletop games, but more specifically, Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons!
To help me with this topic, please welcome Dennet and Jodie from TableMinis.
Hello. My name is Dennet. I run and manage TableMinis with Jodie. I'm a professional dungeon master, been running games for about 9 years already. And we started the studio in 2021. Yeah, on April Fool's Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
My name is Jodie. I basically run like the operations of TableMinis. So making sure things are running smoothly, and then it takes care of the business development.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we are a team.
Yes.
Nice. For someone who is new, what is Dungeons and Dragons all about?
Dungeons and Dragons is really a collaborative game played by a few people at the table, and everybody has a character. And you roleplay your character going through encounters. So sometimes like you have to fight some goblins, or you need to save a princess from a castle, and always at the end of the day there's a dragon to fight. You have a stat block, and we roll some dice, and there's a game master who tells you whether you pass or fail. The game master also describes the story as it progresses along. So it's a very simple, very nice game that everybody can enjoy.
We have this very nice diorama here. What is this about?
Okay, so game masters usually when they run D&D games or TTRPG, there is two ways they do it. Number one is theatre of the mind. They narrate how you see a certain room with just nothing on the table. That's one. The other way is they want to do a very immersive and big setup to help you visualize what you're fighting or where you're at a location. So at the studio here, we do have a bunch of minis and terrain that can help our game masters and also players or community members be more interactive with their games. Yeah.
What sparked this idea of creating this studio out from scratch?
It started as a Carousell store in 2017, because at that time it was almost impossible to find any RPG products in Singapore. So so I started the store, got the stuff from different countries, and started building a small community of dungeon masters, because they were the main target market who were always purchasing stuff, and got to know some of them and realized that hey, there's a need for a store and a studio for us to grow and have a community together.
What makes TableMinis such a special place for the community?
All of this is by design. I think the first and most important thing that anybody comes to TableMinis, the first thing is they take off their shoes, right? As they enter the space. That creates this is a very Asian thing, all of us feeling at home, and there's a lot of respect and reverence for the space. That's how the community started, because that everybody saw this as home. It's the third home for most people that is involved in our community. Yeah. It's always lively here. After working hours, this place is quite packed, and lots of community discussions, inside jokes, but more so the love of what we do, of telling stories, listening to stories, and getting better at storytelling also.
Recently, there's a concept of third spaces. So home, work, and then third space for people to hang out, community, right? So basically, I think what TableMinis is achieving here is providing that third space for people to come and hang and socialize, make friendships, and at the same time, it's kind of twofold for the players, for the general public, and for our GMs is a place where they can come and continue crafting, building their interest in dungeon mastering or tabletop RPG. And there is a group of people of the same interest that they can bounce ideas off.
What other events do you guys host here?
Every Tuesday we do Magic the Gathering, Commander. So we have Commander players, Magic the players just coming and just hanging out and play, and that creates a very fun environment for the studio. Other than that, also every month we try to do a miniature painting jam So kind of like an art jam where everyone can just bring their minis or even Gundam and just hang around and do painting.
Yeah.
So it kind of create like a little cross-pollination between like Gundam hobbies and like miniature hobbies, fantasy miniatures, whether it's D&D, whether it's Warhammer,
okay.
yes, and board game miniatures as well. So yeah, other than that, bigger scale events would be the Amber and Oak Tavern live action roleplay. So some of our GMs came together and said that, hey, I want to do this project, and it is a whole tavern experience. So you know, when you usually read in books like medieval fantasy, there's always a tavern. So we are going to bring that tavern experience here. And that tavern experience will also lead up to what we are going to do for this year's Halloween, which is more in line with like a Feywild Halloween horror kind of vibe. Yeah, so we also have like companies that come in and reach out to us to do team bonding. So like some of the key pillars they are looking for is teamwork, communication, even resource management, and that is what D&D really brings out as well, because as a team, sometimes in a work environment you don't get to explore all this, but in D&D, when you are met with a problem like an enemy coming, how do you communicate the most effective or efficient method to resolve this?
More so, how do I leverage on each other's skills is something that is really prominent in the games we run. The educational part of that is how do they communicate with each other effectively in using each other's skills to solve the problem at hand. On top of that, learning empathy and compassion is real world also, because the monsters don't always need to be killed, right? They can be negotiated, they can be freed.
So how do you like envision the future of TableMinis and the community be like?
TableMinis is a platform for all these storytellers to come together, and we develop and we train each other. So there is an academy that we have built already, and there's tier systems where they improve and they have milestones to hit. But it's always about working at their own time and at their own pace.
Also, one of the goals that we really want to when we do like GM Academy or GM program is to help game masters that want to make this into a career, something that is feasible.
We want to be a household brand and having everyone come and play. And I believe that every Singaporean should play. I mean, everybody should play once a week or at least once a month. Right, to get your imagination in your storytelling. I think that's a very important facet of being human.
So thank you so much for being with us here today. We definitely learned a lot about Dungeons and Dragons. So if you guys want your Dungeons and Dragons fix, please head down to TableMinis and they'll provide everything you need. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.